YouTube channel. Today I'm just wanting to show you, basically share with you some cards that I've been making recently. So for the first set of cards, I actually used a basic gray paper pad, and this is actually a 6x6 paper pad, and it's an old one. It's called Nook and Pantry paper pad. So it basically has a lot of, it's a kind of a birthday themed, has cupcakes and different papers. There's some strawberries. And what I love about these pads is that I love to make 6x6 cards. I've talked about this on my channel before. And so this makes it so easy and quick to make cards that are 6x6 because it's already cut down for you into the 6x6 shape. But the other thing that I really appreciated about this paper is that because it is the 6x6 pad, everything is scaled down. So for this card that I made, there's like this cupcake paper, but it's actually scaled down and smaller. So I feel that it actually goes better with the image and on the card like that. So anyways, this is one of my easel cards. This layout is what I call my go-to layout. So I'm going to link a video of that below, which I show you exactly how I make this kind of layout for this style of card. And I know it might seem kind of boring, but I tend to go to this layout quite a bit, just because I know how I want to lay, like whenever I want to use an image on the card in particular, I just find that this is a really it's an efficient way to basically get the card done and showcase the things that I want to show on the card. So this is one of my Magnolia stamps. I'm not sure the name of her, but I'm going to leave a link to where you can buy Magnolia stamps below. So this is Magnolia stamp, and then these are basically paper flowers that I got from Wild Orchid Crafts. I get a lot of my flowers from there. This Hey There Cupcake is a close to my heart stamp. And then these little kind of flat kind of embellishments, I guess. I bought them a long time ago from a online store in Canada called Stamping Bella. Anyways, this is one of my easel cards. So it basically stands up and it has the happy birthday sentiment in the front, on the front, and then it stands up like an easel card. So that is the first card that I wanted to show you. Okay, so these are the additional card that I made with the basic gray Nook and Pantry paper. So one of the things to note about this card is, again, these flowers are from Wild Orchid Crafts, but I'm hoping you'll be able to pick this up. But this is like a glass garland, and again, I bought this from Magnolia stamps. So it comes like this, and what I do is I just unravel it. So it's like this long vine that you could technically use on like a scrapbook page or something. But what I do is I just kind of like cut them like here, and then I just use this one kind of branch, if you will, on my card. So I basically cut two of them, and then I put them on my card so that there's one kind of going up and one going down. They're so pretty in person. It's not going to probably do it justice on the camera, but they're really pretty. And again, and then this is a similar one. I did another happy birthday card. I used the cupcake paper. Now what I did here is I have these kind of baubles. Now these ones are just like round with a hole, but then I use some of my other baubles and put them in the middle of the hole. So I just you know, I just play with my embellishments and just see what I like. So for this one, I wanted to have not just have the hole showing, I wanted to cover it with some of the baubles. And again, I used some of that glass garland, which is the yellow. Now the rest of the cards are easel cards, so I'll just zoom out a little bit so you can see them a bit better. So this is one of the Magnolia stamps, and so I used her on the front and then put some of the garland on there. This is, like I said, a close to my heart stamp, and then I just it's an easel card that stands up. So I have the happy birthday, and then we have a cupcake stamp called Cupcake Sprinkles, the stamps that was called. So I used that to kind of make the cupcake on the side there. This is a Stamping Bella stamp. It's seriously one of my favorite stamps that I ever bought from them. It's so cute. I just love it. So it's just like a woman on top of a cupcake. And I just decided to go really colorful with this one. There's just so many colors in this paper pack, so I could tease out so many colors when it came to the choosing the flower colors. And then this is one of those baubles where it's just round and there's nothing in the middle, so I just chose to leave it like that. And then it stands up. And then I've got the happy birthday sentiment, which is a close to my heart stamp sentiment. And then the last one in this set is actually another one of these Stamping Bella girls, and I just colored her hair blonde. The other one's colored brown, and it's really the same card. Okay, so for the next set of cards that I wanted to show you, I basically made several cards with my basic gray called Bittersweet paper pack. So this is actually one of my favorite cards that I've ever made. I made this for someone who's very special to me. I met her, she's a singer-songwriter who was from Red Deer, Alberta, and I first discovered her at a outdoor concert that they had in Calgary at one point. I didn't know who she was. She was a backup singer for Johnny Reid. Her name is Randi Boulton, and I couldn't figure out who she was for the longest time, and then I basically got lucky one day, and on Facebook actually she was basically featured on Facebook, and I figured out that she was the one who was the backup singer to Johnny Reid. So I have since seen her play locally at one of our hotels, and then I'm going to be seeing her again later this week. She's in a contest that she's with one of the radio stations here, so she's going to be playing at another venue in Calgary, so I can't wait to see her. But anyways, I made this card for her, so I just love this card. I just think it's so beautiful. So this is a greeting farm image that I colored with my Copic markers, and then these are again flowers that I got from Wild Orchid Crafts. This is actually a Teresa Collins charm that I've had for quite some time. It's just had a little set full of charms. It had this charm in it and a couple other charms that are in the inside. And then this sentiment stamp and the one that's inside the card I got from Stamping Bella. And then these baubles are from Stamping Bella as well. I got them several years ago. So I just thought this was so perfect. It just so happened I had stamps that said, just wanted to say I'm your biggest fan. So I decided to put that on her card. And then these are little kind of rhinestone charms that are also, maybe you can see this one better, that are also in that Teresa Collins little packet that I got. So I just love them because they're quite sparkly. And then again, it's my easel card, and it just stands up. So that is the first in this set that I wanted to show you. Okay, for the rest of these cards, I kind of did the same thing. I have a few cards where they're just 6x6 single kind of cards, and then I have a few easel cards that I made. So this is a thank you card that I made, and I wanted to add on like a heart kind of charm here because it says thank you from the bottom of my heart. And when I make cards with this layout, I either put a charm on the bottom or I'll put the glass garland on it, just to add some embellishments to this section of the card. That tends to be the two different kind of ways that I make these cards. This is a happy birthday card that I made. So again, for this one I chose to put on the glass garland, chandelier garland, and then I used some of my other baubles that are just kind of these little baubles. They're smaller, but I still like them. And for the third card, this is a sentiment stamp that I've had close to my heart for almost since I started, when I joined as a consultant with them, which is I think in 2007. So I've had this for quite some time, and it just is a stamp set that has different kind of sayings on it. So I wanted to use this one for this card, and I felt like it was a nice friendship card, so I put like a little friend charm on the bottom there. And when I make my cards, I always like to try and mix up the textures on the card. So I find it more pleasing to the eye when you put like paper flowers, you have your actual paper and ribbon, and then either the metal charms or these glass kind of charms. I just feel like when you mix your textures on a card, or even in your layouts, I kind of apply the same principles to my layouts as well. I feel like it's really more pleasing to the eye. And then this is the last card that I have in this set, where it's just a regular card. And I love this stamp set. I just think these, there's a saturated canary stamp set, so this one is called Rebecca, and I just feel like these stamp sets are so beautiful. And what I love about them is it gives me the opportunity to kind of practice coloring my hair with my Copic markers, and I do not consider myself like an expert Copic marker colorer or anything like that, but I feel that when you practice and you do it more and more, you do kind of get a bit better at it. So it gives an opportunity for me to practice my hair coloring, which I love. And then, you know, this is kind of that layout that I've talked about so many times, my go-to layout. And I have a cluster of the embellishments here, and then in this case I also use the garland. So this one has no sentiment or anything on it at all right now, and I do that with my cards sometimes because I sometimes will put them aside if I don't know right away what I'm going to use them for, or that I'm going to sell them, because I take them to work and sell them sometimes. Then I will just leave this card aside, and then when I need a card and I feel like this is the best one to use, I can choose whatever sentiment that I want. So I'm just going to leave this blank for now, and then when I know what I'm going to use it for, I'll add on the sentiment. So the rest in this stack are my easel cards. So again, I used the same saturated canary stamp set, and I colored her hair with a little bit different colors than the other one. And again, I also like that too, because then you get to try different color combinations of Copics to see what you like. And it's got the garland. And now this is another card where I don't know what I'm going to do with it right away, so I usually would put a sentiment here, but I didn't, because I'm going to wait and see what I'm going to use it for. Or I might, if I choose to sell it, then I can always let the person who buys it to choose what sentiment they want to put on the inside, so that they can make it personal to them and what they're going to use it for. So I left it for now, and then I'll add the sentiment later. When I bought the Bittersweet paper from Basic Gray, I just I've really felt like it was really nice wedding kind of theme, or love or Valentine's kind of theme paper. So I make a lot of my wedding type cards with this paper, which I love. So this is a Stamping Bella stamp, and they have I have quite a few of the wedding kind of themed ones. So this is just a bride on her wedding day, and then this is the Teresa Collins kind of charm that I used on that first card that I showed you, and then I just have the congratulations on the inside stamped, and it's one of my easel cards. And then the final card that I'm going to show you is another wedding one with the Stamping Bella stamp, and I bought these charms, I think I got them from Hobby Lobby. We don't have Hobby Lobbies in Canada, so anytime I'm down in the States I always grab some of these, but I think they're perfect for wedding cards. I just love them. So I save them specifically for these types of cards, these two little, the bride and groom kind of charms, and then I put on this these little embellishments in the corner, and then I just made it into one of my easel cards. It says congratulations, and that is the final card. So down below I'm going to leave several links for you. Be sure to check out my description box. I'm going to leave the links to any of the companies that the stamp sets that I talked about, and I'm also going to leave a link to Randi Boulton. You got to check out her music. She's so amazing. If you get the opportunity to see her, I would really recommend it. You're in for a huge treat if you do that. And yeah, so check out her music below, and until next time, happy crafting. Thanks. Bye bye.